Namaste. So hello and welcome to day 3 of our Buncee Community Week here in India. I'm really excited to be able to join you all for today's session. So today's session is going to be focused on students who will be able to share their voice and some of the different ways that they've been using Buncee to engage themselves. But before we get started with today's official event, I just want to take a moment to introduce myself. So my name is Ida Jimenez, and I work with the Buncee team where, again, I have the absolute honor, pleasure, and just privilege to be able to communicate and collaborate with just different educators across the world. And that's exactly how we found ourselves in today's sort of community weekend event. And with that, we're very excited to be able to connect with our community on a global level where they can actually share their ideas, their strategies, and their just best practices so that you as an educator can actually learn from them, from their experiences, and hopefully help make learning fun and engaging even more than you already do with your students too. And so with that, I'm really excited to discuss our today's event. We are holding a Buncee Community Week here in India in partnership with the Alcon School and ZP High School based in Nanded. And so I'm really excited to get us started and welcome Sir Sanjay, who's the principal of the Alcon International School, for our opening remarks. Hello, Sir Sanjay.
Good evening. Namaste.
So I'm really excited to welcome you here, and thank you again for this partnership. We're very excited to be able to connect with you all again on an international scale, but also to be able to have this opportunity where all of us are able to connect and really just share ways that we can improve learning experience for our students. No matter where we are, and especially now in a regional capacity. And so with that, I'm really excited for you to help us get kicked off here.
Thank you, Ada. And it's my pleasure to be a part of this event as the Alcon team. And today I'm especially excited, though I have been attending your event for 2 days, because it's the wonderful children who are going to present, and I'm eager to listen to them. Of course, it does take little back seat when we try to understand how we were all thrown into a new academic year with really no books in hands, no classroom available, no physical meeting with the new batchmates or friends or the teachers. And yes, there was mixed sense of fear and anxiety, but still everybody was skeptical about how will learning and schooling go hand in hand. And then, of course, very quick adaptation which happened. The teaching fraternity fumbled, but still kept working. And I saw a big hope in this whole thing, and the hope was that our children and our parents and our community, they were very patient. They joined hands and they started working. The amount of support and patience which was shown by everyone was tremendous. And yet the initial journey for teachers, burning the midnight lamp, trying to learn various kinds of virtual platforms, so that was the initial part of it. Somehow that got started, and initially everybody was able to just about connect with children and try some ways and means how learning for children could get started. Children, they are always full of energy. Children are always looking for exciting ways, and they get bored very quickly. So what happens is, when there was a teacher who was spending so much of time in preparing lessons and coming into a virtual classroom teaching children, and yet the children, they in their own world, in their own thoughts, without realizing the effort which was being put by the teacher, and who were so used to the real classroom scenario, they expected so much more. And to engage them, to keep them occupied, to connect with them, it was really a big challenge. The challenge was somehow met, and I would say that yes, outreach kept on increasing with time, because eventually everybody realized there is no better option, and we might as well learn to sail through this. We have been thrown into the pond, we have to learn to swim, otherwise we can't come out of it. And when you want this learning journey to continue, it definitely requires different elements. We elders kept looking at the entire situation from our perspective. Teachers, they were only concerned about that, yes, I am preparing so much, so my children should give me the respect, should listen to me. Parents, on the other hand, they kept telling children that, see, everybody is putting so much effort, and we also want you to use your time constructively. So why don't you pay attention? But see it from the perspective of a child. A child who is made to sit in front of a screen for a certain amount of time, against the basic nature of child, who wants to be free, who wants to interact with friends, who wants to be excited, who wants to be heard, who wants to be seen. And nothing of that sort was happening. Rather, what was happening, the children were simply facing the screen, and they were made to listen to lectures. How long do you think this was going to keep their attention? How long do you think it was going to really convert into learning? And this is where teaching community also started realizing that it's not just our work which we have done. The responsibility doesn't get over here. And now the learning outcomes have to be measured. We have to see that children, they are constructively engaged, they are enjoying the journey. We have to take care of not only their mental well-being but physical well-being also, and their learning has to take place. So a lot of exploration happened. I can recall each and every step, and I'm sure everybody who is listening to me can connect with me very well and can understand what I'm talking about. Yes, it was clear that schools were not closed, teaching was happening. How much of learning was happening, it all depended on the sole learning capacity of the child or their self motivation. So this self motivation, to increase it, required some platform which could create the excitement. And in fact, I must appreciate, as I appreciated children right in the beginning, I said that they were patient and they were working with teachers. It was not that teacher was only doing the work, but a lot of collaborations. I have heard these incidents from teachers, these stories from teachers, where they said, in the class the child helped me, or after the class the child was able to tell me, this is what needs to be done and you do this and this will make your class more exciting for us. So they gradually started taking more leading role, and they became co-creator. Now it's not necessary that every teacher is techno savvy. Every teacher may not be able to develop those kind of programs which are required. So children, they became a partner in this journey, and they started creating. They said, all right, you explain the things, but to present it, let us work for it. And they started making things and sharing with the teachers. Just as in classroom, also in physical classrooms it happens, they do a lot of experiments and activities and they come and share with teachers and children. So same thing was happening here also. And at this point of time, new platforms which were self sufficient, I would say, or which were able to empower children also, who were much more comfortable with technology as compared to teachers. The exploration started, and somehow in our journey, we came across the Buncee platform, and we found that Buncee platform has so many components which, if explored, which if exploited beautifully, they can make our teaching and learning so exciting. And here we are. I remember my initial exposure to computer and journey from DOS to Windows and then to making those PowerPoint presentation. It kept us so excited. And today, obviously, we are looking for newer dimension, newer ways, because these children, they are here to help us. They are here to take us forward, and this platform is really making learning. I'm not going to come much in the way of my children who are excited to share their journey. Ada, I want to thank you for letting us be a part of this journey. And what we need is to listen from these empowered co creators. So let us take it to our children who are going to share their wonderful journey. And I'll be excited to join that. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for those words. I mean, it's very much true, right? There was a whole time where we're looking at devices, we think of it in a different capacity. Now it's come to the point where we're evolving. And what we're looking to do is find new and engaging ways to really help or support our students. So your words speak volume here. So thank you so much for sharing that. And yes, I am very excited to share a little bit more about today's event. And so with that, I'm actually going to take a moment to share my screen. And as it is the last day of Community Week here in India, I just wanted to share my appreciation for all of you, not just on a cultural level, but again, my appreciation for us to be able to connect on a global scale to really just start to think about different ways that we can engage our students. But with that, let me go ahead and share my screen and we'll share a little bit more about the different activities that you can expect from today's session before we officially get started with our students. And so as I go ahead to share my screen, please, let us know where you're tuning in from. So again, this is an international sort of gathering we're convening. And I'm actually here based in New York in the US. So please feel free to drop in where you're at. So I know a lot of people have also mentioned that they're from India, some folks from Egypt, as well as Albania. So I welcome you all. Thank you for joining us. But yeah, so today is the last day of Community Week here in India. It's been a 3-day sort of event that was led by two of our amazing Buncee Ambassador leaders, both Mom Sumedha and Mom Preeti, based in New Delhi as well as in Nanded. So it's been amazing to be able to connect where our hope was to be able to actually localize, some of the strategies so that we're able to start to understand what are the ways that we can engage our students in the situations that are familiar to us. And so that's how we've come together for this event. And so if you're tuning in for the first time, this is the 3rd day of our event. So the last 2 sessions have been focused on understanding, what that learning is from the teacher's perspective. What are the tools that they're using to be able to engage their students? What are they doing to make that happen? But now what we wanted to focus on for today's session is that voice of our kids. Because as Sir Sanjay has been saying, the real idea is that as we come together, what we realize is our kids now more than ever are really our future. And as we've come to start participating in all of these different training opportunities, learning from the perspective of our teachers, now is the time for us to be able to hear what that future really does look like, especially from the perspective of our kids. And so what you'll notice on my screen here is that we have 5 amazing student presenters that I'm really excited to be able to welcome to our screen in a bit. But they'll be sharing, some of the different ways that they feel engage them. So what we'll do is actually have each of the different students present some of their work, what they've done, and what are the meaningful ways that our activities that have been able to support them, especially in this COVID-19 situation and more so in a remote and hybrid learning environment. So after the students present, what we'll do is actually come into a guided conversation where they'll be talking a little bit more in conversation about what are the things that work for them, what engages them, and what does actually student voice really mean for them, because that's a very popular term. And we'll learn a little bit more about that thereafter. But yeah, so I'm really excited that you all are joining us from wherever you are. It's amazing to be able to hear the voice of our students, and I'm really looking forward to the session itself. But before we officially get started with the session, I just want to reiterate, especially if this is the first time that you're tuning in, that as participants of today's session or the entire week, you will get access to a special access code. This will give you extended access to all of the different features and tools that you've learned about the Buncee platform throughout the week. So at the end of the session, please stay tuned for the attendance form. Please fill that in, and that will give you the ability to receive the email that includes your special extended access code that's provided as participants of this event. You'll just need to register that by August 28th, but please stay tuned till the end for that. In addition to that, of course, we have to talk a little bit about some activities and fun giveaways. And so again, you're going to learn a lot of different things throughout this session, especially now that we have 5 different presenters to be able to showcase their work. And so as part of this event, our hope is that you'll be able to, again, take those ideas and bring them back into your own practice so that you can bring that innovation to your class. And so as part of today's giveaway, what we're hoping for you to do is let us know that you're here. So take a photo of yourself at the session, be sure to share at least what you've learned, whether it's one, five, whatever it is. Share what you've learned by participating in today's session on either Twitter or on Facebook. Be sure to tag Buncee, hashtag Buncee India, and tag five other friends that you want to be able to share all of these different ideas with. We'll be selecting five different winners so that you'll be able to actually access Buncee Classroom full year. And so we'll be able to bring that, creation and creative experience, not just to yourself, but also to the kids that you support. So again, this is the first activity, but there's a few others that I have in mind for you. So another thing is that if you are camera shy and you want to also be able to share what you're learning and your different ideas, you can also win an exclusive Buncee mug here. So again, tell us what you're learning, share your ideas, post it onto either Twitter or onto Facebook, tag Buncee, hashtag Buncee India, and tag five other friends that you'd like to be able to share your different ideas and what you've learned. And so with that, you'll be able to, again, receive this mug, and we'll be announcing these winners at the end of the day. So within 2 hours after the session ends. So please join us for these activities. But last but not least, as a special request from Mom Sumedha and Sir Sahej here, we had one last activity. So we've reached day 3 of this entire 3 days of learning. And our hope at this point is that you're able to actually start creating your own Buncees. And so now that you've learned a lot of different activities and ways that you can use Buncee, what we're encouraging for the last giveaway is for you to actually create and share your own Buncee about yourself. So what we're encouraging you to do is to create a Buncee about yourself. Feel free to get as creative as you'd like. Record your own video, add your own photos, add the different graphics that you can see, and at the same time, share a little bit of information about yourself, your interests, your goals, what you're looking forward to the school year. And that way we'll all be able to get to know one another. So as you create that Buncee, be sure to share it onto either Twitter or Facebook, and hashtag Buncee India and hashtag About Me, and also tag Buncee and 5 other friends that you want to also be able to get connected so that they'll be able to see that new About Me Buncee that you've created. And so with that, you'll need a little bit of time here. So we'll actually be picking the winner for that on August 28th at 8:30 p.m. IST, and we'll post that onto Twitter and Buncee Facebook. But of course, what you'll actually win for this is one exclusive Buncee t-shirt. That's exclusive for this event. So it'll be a Buncee India shirt. So please do join us for this. It'll be amazing to be able to see your Buncees, what you're creating, and what your new inspiration is, especially from participating from this event. And so those are our 3 different giveaways, especially since this is our last day. So please join us. It'll be fun to be able to get connected and see what you're all doing. And last but not least, before I head off here to introduce our presenters, what I wanted to reiterate is that at the end of the session, there will be an attendance form, which will enable you to receive your personalized certificate for participating in today's learning opportunity. So be sure to stay till the end, fill in the form. That will enable you to be able to receive that certificate via email. So be sure to not have any typos. That way you'll be able to receive it in your inbox. And so with that, I'll stop sharing my screen here, but I'm really excited to officially get started with today's event officially. And so I'm really excited to welcome our students to the screen so that we could have this awesome discussion of their different ideas. And as they come in, again, we have 5 different students that we're going to be welcoming. And so it's amazing to be able to connect with you all. And so for today's session, again, I'll just reiterate, we're going to learn a little bit about the whys and whats of education, as well as why they're using Buncee to engage themselves. So before we get started, I'd love for them to all introduce themselves. So we have Sahej, Abhinav, Yug, Tanmay, as well as Ashi on the screen. So we'll go one by one, but we'll start off first around the room here. So Sahej, if you could take a moment to unmute, I'd love for you to share a little bit about yourself and what brings us here.
Good evening all. Today I'm here to take a webinar on Buncee. I'm a Alconite. I study in Alcon International School. I love making presentations on Buncee. I learn about positive mindset and growth mindset and negative thinking. I am thanking God that I have got such wonderful teachers like Ada ma'am, our principal, our directors, and all the teachers who have given me this wonderful opportunity. And I am now conducting webinar.
All right.
Especially congrats God that they have given me such wonderful teachers and such wonderful great app which is called as Buncee.
No, thank you for that
Thank you,
introduction.
ma'am.
Sahaj. It's been amazing to be able to get to know you. So one quick fact here is that Sahaj had done a wonderful presentation. I actually came across it on Twitter, and that's actually how we've come to convene here. So Sahaj, we really appreciate you and thank you for your thought leadership at especially such a young age. So another quick fact here is that
Thank
many,
you, ma'am.
but Sahaj is actually just 10 years old, but as you'll notice in his presentation, his amazing delivery will hope to inspire. And so thank you, Sahaj. And so with that, I'd love for you, Abhinav, to be able to unmute yourself and also introduce yourself.
Sure, ma'am. So I am Abhinav Chaudhary from Alcon International School. I'm an ardent youth. I'm passionate learner, and I'm an SDG follower. And I'm glad that I came across Buncee, which is a great app to showcase one's learning experience. It actually helps me a lot to present my views and my vision. I would like to thank Eda ma'am, our principal sir, director sir, and Sumedha ma'am for coming up with such an app and partnership with Buncee. Uh, Through Buncee, I believe that a new shape can be given to education, which can be beneficial for 21st century learners. Thank you.
No, thank you. And Abhinav, it's been amazing for me to also be able to learn more about you. And so our other students here are actually from the high school level, but they're doing such incredible work, which you'll actually see during each of their presentations. You know, from starting an organization themselves to doing work to support sustainability and thinking about the future. It's so clear to me now that our students are really, forward thinking, if anything. So I'm really appreciative of you, Abhinav, for joining us. And so with that, Yug, I'd love for you to take a moment to unmute and also introduce yourselves too.
Hello everyone, I'm Yug Gupta and I study in grade 9 in Elcon International School and I am the founder of Together We Can Youth Foundation which focuses on social and environmental causes for to make this place a better world. And I think that Buncee is a treasure of creativity. Thank you.
No, thank you. Yes. And Yug is also very special, as he mentioned. He's been able to start another organization and co-found it with his brother, who's actually on the screen too. So with that, actually, why don't we pass it temporarily here to Tanmay so that you'll be able to introduce yourself with your brother here.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm Tanmay, a student of 10th grade in Alcon International School, and I believe in holistic development of a child. So I would like to thank everybody from Ashok sir, Sanjay sir to Eda ma'am for giving us this opportunity to speak about Buncee and present our feelings and our experience. Thank you.
No, thank you. It's been amazing again for me to be able to see the work that they've done, which you'll share in a little bit. But again, thinking about the whole child, I love that you guys are already thinking about that even at such a young age. And last but not least here, Ashi, I'd love for you to take a moment to unmute and introduce yourself.
Thank you, ma'am. Namaste, everyone. I'm a budding algonite named as Ashi Sharda. I'm a student of class 10th and I love exploring new tools and technologies. And I'm inquisitive by nature. And to be honest, Buncee is a medium for me to express my imagination in a startling and innovative way. And I really, from my bottom of my heart, I thank Director Sir, Mr. Ashok Pandey Sir, uh, Principal Sir, Mr. Sanjay Yadav Sir, Sumedha Ma'am, and of course, Eda Ma'am for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. And what you'll notice is obviously that as our students are speaking, one of the most impressive and sort of standout moments for me is to realize that even though our age gap isn't so significant, that it's clearly that in, years' time that our students are even more professional or different than what I would have imagined back then. And each one of you have been so professional, clearly very talented. So I'm really excited for us to be able to get started, for you all to share your experiences with our community here. And so with that, Sahej is actually our first presenter. So he'll be speaking from the elementary level. And what I'd love to do is be able to welcome you, Sahej, to be able to start sharing your screen with the group, and we'll be able to see, all of your different ideas, the projects that you've done, and I'm looking forward to it. So with that, Sahej, take a moment to unmute as well as share your screen. We're very excited.
Mama, I'm also very excited. Let me share my screen. Mom, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, I am able to see it now.
Okay, ma'am, let me start.
Go ahead.
Buncee, adding spark to your presentations. Ma'am, now there is a video.
Hello, Jessica. What do you know about?
Ma'am, is it audible?
Yes, it's.
Ma'am, it's audible?
Go ahead.
The latest digital tool which is used to make creative presentations.
Hello, Samir. Which tool are you referring to?
I am talking about Buncee.
Yes, I have heard about it a lot from my other friends too. But I am still waiting for someone to teach me that tool.
There's a Buncee India Community Week organized by Buncee team and Alcan International School. Let's go and deep dive into Buncee.
Oh wow, that's amazing, Samir. Let's go and be a part of the event.
Welcome to Buncee India Week. Buncee, a creative presentation tool. Creation and communication tools for students, educators, and in fact for everyone. It allows to visualize concepts and communicate ideas very creatively. Buncee is a fun and easy tool to unleash your creativity. It has a toolbar with amazing multimedia features that makes it simple and creative for its users. Easily create, express, and share your ideas. Buncee's interactive drag and drop interface helps in creating engaging multimedia projects and presentations to increase interactivity and flip the classroom. You will be glad to know that there will be a new option of YouTube channels in Buncee toolbar. In that, Buncee has attracted many videos from YouTube related to Khan Academy, TED, National Geographic for Kids, Khan Academy for Kids, NASA. Buncee also has an amazing drawing feature. So if you need to draw something unique on your presentations, so go for it. Like this is a picture of an hot air balloon, and this I have drawn using the Buncee drawing tool. Now I'm going to tell you Now I'm going to tell you that I have made many projects using Buncee. Like this is my maths holiday homework, which I make on Buncee. So due to Corona pandemic, we are now having virtually morning assemblies. So this is one kind of assemblies which my class teacher has assigned me to make a wonderful presentation on theme value education. So this was my first quiz when I created this. So this is a link which I embedded in my presentation. If I will click here, so the quizzes screen will be appeared, and this is the quiz which I created. This is one of my Buncee board which I created. People can insert their pictures in these boxes of related to their value deeds. So due to this corona pandemic, all are not aware about this too. So I am organizing many webinars to my colleagues, friends, relatives. So when I organize, so I have made the wonderful poster using Buncee. Now I am going to tell that how we can use this creative wonderful tool. 1 minute. So yeah, after if we have to create a new Buncee, so we can go to first our dashboard, then create a new Buncee. After that, this kind of screen will appear. After that, there will be blank canvas on your screen. So first option will be select a template. So when we will click on this select a template, so there will be many of them options, like if you are working for office and you have to make a business card for your company, so you can also make that. There are many templates, like there is all about me virtual bookshelves, and when you scroll down, there are many of them options, like which I have used recently, and many of them. So like this I have all uses. So I don't want to choose any of them. If I want to make a beach scene, so first I will choose some background. Like here I will type beach scene. After typing here, there will be many options. So if we want to create a blank canvas and want that moves our, so this is a new YouTube channel options which I have told you in my previous slides. So if I want to make a beach scene. So first I will go to the Buncee animation, and there I will type waves. After typing waves, there will be many waves which are moving and looking very pretty. So I will be scrolling down to see more. So if I want to take this, so I can click on this and then add one. Then I will increase its size and fill it up on the full screen. So it will look nice. After that, on beaching, the pictures which are elevable. So like if I want to insert a boat, so I would go to this Buncee animation. After that, I will type here boat. So see, this is a kind of yacht. So when I select this, so see, I will increase its size and it's looking like a yacht. After that, I can take a sun. It's looking nice. So I will move it here. So after that, if there will be Corona will this pandemic will be over. So I want to go to this kind of place. So now I would be taking something of holidays. So I can take the holidays from Buncee message if they are not coming on Buncee animation. Like there are many quotes and written holidays, so I can take anyone like 1 minute. Like if I want to take this, so I can take this and increase its size. Like it is a holiday time, and I'm going to rent a holiday. I'm going to rent a place like Hawaii or Goa. After that, I can take some bird image. So if I type here some bird, so like it's looking nice. So I will add here and I will do like this. And this bird is moving and it's looking very nice. See, the bird is flying. So after that, I can take a dolphin also. So after that, if I want someone is surfing on the surfing board, so it can't be that like also. So I will move the boat here and then I will put the surfing board and I can put this holiday sign here. So after that, from here, I can type here men. After that, like like we can take any of them which are related to our topic. So like for example, if I want to take this, so I can take this and this will be like a boy is surfing on the surfing board. After that, if I want some fishes or dolphin, so I can do that also on Buncee. It's a very great tool. So if I type here, it's on my. So if I see here, so I can take a man which is swimming also and a dolphin also. Like this man is swimming here and the dolphin is playing a ball. You can also try this by making this scene or you can make anything. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Sahej. That was
Thank
amazing.
you.
If you actually check the comments hereafter, you'll notice that
Yeah.
everyone's impressed with your level of confidence, the way that you deliver. So what you just didn't know is that you'll be doing my demos moving forward hereafter. But thank you so much, Sahej. I'm really looking
Thank
forward
you.
to being able to have deeper conversations later with you. And so I know that I just want to move along here with our other guest presenters. So thank you again, Sahej. It's been so wonderful to be able to hear your
Thank
voice,
you.
so confident. It's amazing how talented you are at 10 years old alone. So thank you again. And so with that, I'm really excited to also be able to welcome Ashi to the screen here. Ashi again is our high school student based in the Alcon International School. So Ashi, I'd love for you to be able to now share your screen and officially take the stage here.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you. Ma'am, is the screen visible right now?
Yes, it's visible now.
Hello, everyone. Greetings from India. As I said earlier, Buncee is a medium for me to express my imagination in a startling and an innovative way. For me, it is another way of communication filled with full of colors. To begin with, the Greek philosopher Heraclitus once said, "Change is the only constant in life. Be fearless in trying new things, whether they are physical, mental, or emotional, since being afraid can challenge you to go to the next level." My name is Ashi Sharda. Once again, I repeat, I'm nature loving, enthusiastic, compassionate, and feel blessed to be groomed in a loving and learned family. I'm a proud student of Alcon International School. And to know more about me, you can have a look at this stupendous Buncee being prepared by me. To begin with, we all know what Buncee is, but I repeat, Buncee is a creation and presentation tool for students and educators to create interactive classroom content, allowing learners of all ages to visualize concepts and communicate creatively. But a question arises to my mind, that is, why should we use Buncee? Why is it extraordinary? What better features it has? Let me help you out to answer this one. Why Buncee is better? Here are the answers. It can add glimmer to a simple presentation. Buncee has more features as compared to other apps. It makes learning interesting and full of fun. It can help in spreading awareness about a social cause. Also, it keeps us motivated to do better. You all might be thinking, how does it keep us motivated? I thought the same when I made the first Buncee. But I'll be sharing the answer soon in my following slides. Let's have a look at some astonishing and breathtaking Buncees that are being prepared by me. So let us go into the magical world. I hope so you all liked my good Buncees. You can even prepare them. Buncee is a fantabulous app, to be very honest. Let us be grateful to the ones who make us happy. So let us all have Buncee appreciation, as they are the ones who truly makes me elated. Here's some more. I think as much we appreciate Buncee, it is always less. I am a blogger, and to be honest, people only attract towards the blog when it is creative and interesting. So for creativity, I started using Buncee. As you can see on my blog, the pictures which are being placed over here are being prepared with the help of Buncee. And to be honest, they have truly added glimmer to my presentation and blog. In the interest of time, I would like to recite one of the poems that I have written. It's on coronavirus. The name of the poem is Listen to Me. The earth whispered, but I didn't hear. The earth spoke, but I didn't listen. The earth screamed, but I turned it off. And so the life-shattering COVID was born. Not to punish me, but to wake me up. I wondered if it was too late for me to realize the most valuable and precious thing in my life is my family. Money can't buy you health or happiness. This pandemic has taught me to listen to the Mother Earth, listen to my soul, stop polluting the earth, stop worrying about materialistic things, and start loving humanity. I hope so you all liked this poem. And if you wish to read more such poems and articles, you can visit this site or you can just scan this QR code and you would be able to reach that site. Okay, if you remember, in the advantages I said that Buncee helps me in keeping motivated. You all might be thinking how? So here's the answer. It provides us with badges and rewards on our every small achievement. Is it not fun? Let us have a look at my stuff, few which I have received. So you can see these are so creative and so interesting. It helps me in boosting my mood and myself. My most recent one is this Buncee Master. This I received when I completed making 30 buncees. You know, you get badges for making one buncee and on the multiples of 5. It really keeps you motivated. Do try. And so here I come to an end. To end with, Buncee is an amazing platform, and I wholeheartedly express my gratitude towards Buncee for making my life easier and full of fun. To end with once again, Buncee in itself is a new world which has given me the wings to express myself in a more effective and interesting way. Thank you and have a nice day.
All right, Ashi, that was amazing. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. It's been amazing to be able to hear your voice. I mean, truthfully, I think you are so professional in your delivery, and it's clear, one, you're very talented as a writer. Two, it's also clear in the way that you deliver your communications as you're very eloquent when you speak. So thank you so much for sharing your experiences.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm
Yeah.
grateful to you for giving me this opportunity. And once again, I say the same thing.
No, it's really my honor and pleasure to be able to have the opportunity to hear from you. And equally said with our community here, they also agree that you're very talented as a student. So thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to our discussion here after. So what I'd love to do now is welcome Abhinav to the screen here. And Abhinav is, again, another student from the Alcon International School. And so Abhinav, I'm really excited for you to be able to showcase your work, your ideas, as well as, you know, just the different things that you've been working on. And so with that, let me pass over the stage to you here.
Thank you. So are you able to see my screen?
Yes, it's now loading and it's ready.
So welcome all to Buncee India Community Week, and we welcome you wholeheartedly and guarantee that this experience will be extraordinary, thrilling, and a great one. To begin with a quote, I would like to say, develop a passion for learning. If you do, no one can stop you from being successful. I am Abhinav Chaudhary from Alcon International School. I always believe that youth have enormous potential and responsibility to bring a change in the society. But for this, they need a medium which can actually depict their thoughts and imaginations. Exploring apps, I came across Buncee, which was introduced to me by my teacher, Miss Sumedha. Buncee is one app in which you can extend the creation experience and visualize your learning experiences. Students can actually document and communicate their learning experiences. So now I am going to tell you why to use Buncee and not any other tool. First of all, Buncee is a very diverse tool. It is a very good thing about Buncee that it is very diverse. From presentations to Twitter chats to peer teaching activities. Buncee is the best no matter what the subject or topic is. Buncee is a tool to create wonders and masterpieces for learners. So why do I use Buncee, and I prefer and I recommend you all to use Buncee? First of all, the interactive presentations. Bu- Through Buncees, you can actually make very interactive presentations which can glue to students. Secondly, amazing templates. There are around thousands of template in Buncee which you can make, and you save. It also saves the time of students as well as add glimmer to your presentation. Buncee also extend the learning experience and broaden the learning horizon. In Buncee, there is a new feature in which you can include videos from various educational as well as inspirational YouTube channels like Khan Academy, Nat Geo, and TEDx. Buncee is also very user friendly, and the student need not struggle to find its feature and how to use it. It's very easy to use. Last but not the least, the Buncee Man. The Buncee Man, which you can include in your presentation, give them a great look and at the same time make it a fun. I believe that in a virtual classroom, it is very important to break the monotony of the class. Sometimes sitting in front of the screen, student becomes a very bored and lost their focus. So Buncee Man is a great for that, and Buncee is a great tool for that. According to me, Buncee is making student ambassadors and giving them opportunities to showcase their visions as well as the ideas through Buncee board. Buncee board is actually a very great feature of Buncee, wherein you can include your Buncee presentations and the whole world can see it. And it is very good because as a youth it is very important for us to share our ideas, our visions, to bring a change in the society. Now I would like you all to see some of my Buncee presentations which were created by me. The first one is World Humanitarian Day. The Humanitarian Day presentation was made by me to spread awareness about the frontline workers. It is a day celebrated for the frontline workers. Secondly, good health and well-being. It was made for the holiday homework presentation. Another one was made by me for the peer teaching activity of the chemistry project, and this one was made by me for another very interactive and engaging activity. So, have you noticed one thing in Buncee? Buncee is a very diverse tool. From Twitter chat to presentations to formal presentations or your own journal, even and bookmarks, you can easily create from Buncee. You can also create your business cards through Buncee, which are very easy through Buncee templates created by Buncee team. So, talking about some of the features present in the Buncee, first of all, you can include your own videos or from your own devices, which gives your Buncee presentations a very personalized look. It makes your Buncee presentation very interactive. Secondly, you can even include images and text simultaneously in the Buncee presentations, and these Buncee animations are the best. They make the class very interactive and engaging, and the class becomes very fun. Also, the main photo glimmers out in the Buncee presentation, blurring the whole background, and it looks very nice when you present a photo on in your Buncee presentation. So, all of you who want to who want to do photographing vlogs, go for it and use Buncee for it. It is a very good. So here, it is Buncee is also a very good tool to embed the link. For example, I want to include a quiz in my presentation, and I also want my presentation to run smoothly. So I will just paste the screenshot like I have created a quiz on quizzes.com for the summary of the whole lesson. So I can just copy the link. It is a hyperlink, and paste it in the chat box, and I can share it with students, peers, my friends, and teachers. Uh, a very good feature in Buncee is also wherein you can upload the QR code. Like if you post a URL in the Buncee, you can even scan the QR code, and it makes the presentation very handy and you need not go to any other site and run your presentation very smoothly. So the endless features of Buncee also includes the Buncee messages. In Buncee messages, you can also congratulate, greet, gratify, thank others, like I have created to appreciate the frontline workers. The Buncee message tool is also very useful as you need not search for fonts or change the font style. You can just directly paste it in the toolbox and search for that, and you can easily get it. It is very nice feature of Buncee. So lastly, I would like to say that Buncee has become my buddy and partner for all my presentations. It makes my presentation very interactive and engaging. Buncee gives the idea of endless possibilities and creative learning. It helps 21st century learners to learn more clearly and experience the learning more deeply. The Buncee presentations gives the classroom-like experience, which is a great feature. There are so many things good about Buncee that you can actually connect with this tool. And this tool can actually understand what your imaginations and your visions. Thus, I believe Buncee is best for all the youth. And Buncee has made me believe that learning is not merely about textbooks. It is about exploring things and unleashing your creativity and vision. So thank you, Buncee, and thank you all of you for being such a nice audience, and have a nice day.
Right, Abhinav, that was amazing. And I think what impresses me is that, as I know that we've come to organize this together, but some of the thoughts is that you use Buncee for the classroom, right? But what's clear is that you've been using it for a lot of personal use, like creating the recipes for your blog. So that to me is very exciting to be able to just witness one, your student agency and your individuality to be able to take these on your own, but at the same time express your creativity to be able to communicate in ways that best represent yourself. So thank you so much for sharing. And I
Thank
really
you, ma'am, for such a great tool.
no, I didn't build it, so I can't say take the thanks. But I honestly am so really. For me, it's very humbling to be able to hear our students' voice because there's always I have this saying where I know how I will use Buncee, and I use it truthfully for scrapbooking, as you could probably tell from my wall. But it's amazing for me to be able to see how creative you all are, and that's exactly what you represented today. Because the idea behind it is that we want everyone to be able to use the tool in ways that best fit them. And I love that you showcase how you're not just using it for the classroom and largely just for personal use. And I think that speaks volumes. No. Yeah, and so thank you so much for that, Abhinav. I really appreciate you. So I'm really, again looking forward
Thank
to
you,
our
ma'am, for giving me the
conversation.
opportunity.
No, yes, the opportunity again, the pleasure is mine. And so I look forward to our conversation afterwards. But with that, I'm really excited to welcome our last pair of students here. So they're siblings actually. So both Yug and Tanmay are siblings here that I'm really excited to welcome as they also, similar to Abhinav as well as Ashi, have just different initiatives that they're leading on. And so with that, Tanmay and Yug, I'd love to pass you guys the screen here.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you, ma'am. As you already know, I'm Tanmay.
And I am you.
So let you share the screen and we'll continue.
Ma'am, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
We are the founders of Together We Can Youth Foundation, which is committed to preserve the environment, promote sustainable lifestyles, and contribute in achieving the UN SDGs by 2030.
So everybody is talking about the ill effects of COVID-19, but I believe we should look at the positive side. And one thing I learned during this pandemic was the enormous knowledge available online. And jewel among them, I founded Buncee. So let me introduce you to the world of Buncee. And I'm sure this world will intrigue you, amaze you, and the last will leave you wanting more.
During discovering and learning about Buncee is all about presentations filled with creative geniuses and easy interface which even a child can use, but the final product so deeply engaging for the intended audience that they can't even look away from the screen. So let's start from how exactly we met Buncee.
People say necessity is the mother of all inventions. Though we can't claim to have invented Buncee, but surely we consider ourselves its devoted explorers. And the need came from presenting the work and the achievements of a youth foundation together we can. The need for representation which truly reflects the passion with which we work for our youth foundation and the ideas which motivate others to also do their best. Required something more than a regular product, and thus the search and the find in form of Buncee. So let me show you a video on how we use Buncee.
During discovering and learning about this new amazing platform, we learned many new things and felt the need to inspire others with this platform. COVID-19 has also disrupted the normal lifestyle of the people across the world. But the virtual world has come to the rescue. So the need of the hour is to upskill ourselves and everybody around and adapt to the change. With this aim in mind, we initiated a series of webinars fostering the student agency in the digital era and trained the youth on tools like Buncee, Wakelet, Padlet, etc. Here are some glimpses.
Buncee adds that X factor spark your presentation. Not only that, Buncee is a multi-purpose platform. From a school project to making your own calendar, you can do anything in Buncee. Here are some ways which we use Buncee. So recently participated in a Twitter chat, and in there we answered all the questions by making a Buncee of the answer. So as we wrote, with Buncee, it's very easy to create a visually interesting presentation or project. There are lots of ready-to-use templates that you can edit to save time. Buncee helped us follow our creativity, our passion, our dream, and so we end up creating and learning new things. Buncee is a time saver. When you start making a Buncee, you have two options: start from scratch or use their templates. Choosing their templates will not only add zing to your presentation, but will also save you a lot of time. Not only that, Buncees have more than 1,000 templates, which give you a variety to choose from.
Stickers, animations, shapes, 3D images, videos, 360 images, and many more. These are some of the most creative add-ons that Buncee has, and these makes the presentation and school projects on Buncee more fun, creative, and exciting. Buncee is such an incredible tech tool which has totally transformed learning in classroom. It inspires creativity in its users while giving them a choice and a voice in the whole learning process.
I love how user-friendly Buncee is. I learned it really quick, and once you introduce it to your friends, teachers, or parents to the Buncee canvas, literally magic happens. We, as students, are so inspired to create new Buncee every day, which is truly music to any teacher or parents' ears. I love how students' creativity is inspired by Buncee, and I believe students can go above and beyond while using Buncee. From video to hand-drawn images to pre-created templates, it's possible to add contents in just about any format imaginable. So let me give an example. I last month I conducted a tweet chat on the important topic vocal for local. So I had created this invitation. To be honest, it looked kind of dull, but I recreated this invitation in Buncee, and let's see what it looks like. You can see the stickers, animation, have added the creativity, fun to it, have added spark to it, like I said. It has stickers like the Taj Mahal, focusing on vocal for local.
One more amazing thing about Buncee is that you can also make business cards from pre-made templates. Here is an example how I made a business card for my mom's business. And to support, encourage, and know more about our initiatives, please follow on our Twitter handle. If you're passionate about the SDG goals, follow us. Be a part of our organization. Scan the QR code. You will be directly linked to our Buncee board where you can see all our initiatives. In the end, Buncee is a tool for your easy to use tool for your school's creation or any other presentation you need. It empowers student voice and has engaging class materials and enhanced school communications, which makes your e-learning awesome. Thank you.
That was amazing. I have to admit, I'm feeling a little emotional, but I'm not sure if it was the music or what. But I think my main sentiment here is really because a lot of the challenges that we're facing, or what even brings us together for this conversation, is just the fact that, for example, COVID-19 happened, right? And now we had a lot of frustrations, different concerns, and then we're now starting to think, what is the future? Can we even grasp it? But then, to then hear your stories where even for you guys, you're also thinking at such a young level to even start your own webinar series to help support other kids. I think the reason I'm feeling a little emotional here is that, albeit we have all of these different concerns that all of us are worried about, it's amazing for me to be able to witness, and you probably said with our audience here, that I think it's very clear, the future is in your hands, and I think we're well taken care of. it's amazing for me to be able to hear. Yeah, I mean, it's true because, I love, first of all, the organization name that you have, Together We Can, because I love how you guys are really thinking about, supporting one another, and that's really the future, especially when we think about sustainability. So I have to congratulate both of you on your efforts. And, I'm really, Buncee in this sense is such a small part where we're just happy to be able to support you in your endeavors, because you guys are really, helping to make a difference, not just for your local community, but for the world. So thank you so much for sharing all of that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
And so I know that we're a little over, not necessarily over time here, but what I wanted to do is also now take this opportunity to also bring back our other students, presenters, so that we could actually have this little guided discussion. So, before we get started with this conversation, what I want to say again is thank you to each and every one of you for, sharing your experiences. I mean, for me, like I said earlier, especially when I was chatting with Ashi here, what's impressive for me is that, even though our age gap isn't that severe, it's clear that, we're in a new world and you guys are clearly taking charge. And that's what's so impressive, whether you're 10 or whether you're in high school, 10 years old or in high school level. I'm so impressed by, all the work that you've done. And so with that, I just wanted to sort of have a guided discussion here, because our audience, of course, is largely educators. And we think about, these different terms or keywords that if you will, in the space, like student agency, student voice, student individuality. And we have our own understanding of that, where it's about, students being able to be individuals, where you're taking on initiatives on your own right and will. And clearly you all are doing that. And so my question for you all is, what does that term really mean to you, that concept of student agency, student voice, student individuality, and how has Buncee maybe helped to support you all in those endeavors? And so with that, let me go ahead and start. I'll start with Tanmay here. So Tanmay, if you want to share your thoughts.
Yes, ma'am. This concept means a lot to me. When we started our foundation, we had aim in mind. Instead of waiting for someone to take action about the problem or talking about the problem, we should be part of the solution. Because we, as youth, are the leaders of tomorrow. And we are going to lead the world in the future. And you never know which skill might help you in the future. So if we apply all economic skill now, then we only will be able to use them in the future. Buncee has given us a voice to express ourselves. In this new normal, more than ever, it has made our e-learning awesome and has given us chance to express not only ourselves, but our aim, thoughts, dreams, imagination, and our work more better. Like I said, when we are introduced to Buncee, magic happens. Thank you.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for sharing that, Tanmay. It's very clear that it's definitely part of your whole vision and mission too. And so you, if you'd like to share your thoughts too.
Yes, ma'am. I would like to give this answer by using an acronym which is very important for me, which I always think about Buncee, and that is B for boosting my morale, U for unimaginable experience, N for nostalgic experiences, C for creativity at its best, E for engagement and enhancement of learning, E endless possibilities,
So actually, I think Yug has some internet issues. So Yug, I see that you're back here. Would you mind repeating the acronym, because it actually froze for my side at least?
Yeah, ma'am.
Mhm.
So the acronym is B for boosting my morale, U for unimaginable experience, N for nostalgic experiences, C for creativity at its best, E for engagement and enhancement of learning, and once again E for endless possibilities. In short, it's an all-in-one incredible tool for me. Thank you.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, thank you. I actually didn't realize we were spelling Buncee. So that's awesome too. So thank you so much for that, Yugen Tanmay. It's really been a pleasure. And so Abhinav, I'd love to hear your thoughts too.
So, according to me, students' agency means that students make decisions and take actions as a group to make changes in the education and participate in the classroom. This builds on the basic idea of student voice and is called student agency. Student agency also means students working with parents and teachers to improve education by showing their participation in class. Students' voice intends to change and improve students' role, ownership, and improve learning outcome, which results into making of 21st century learners. And yes, absolutely, Buncee has acted as an amazing tool to present my views as an individual as well as student. In Buncee, presenting what you are thinking becomes very easy. You can just simply show your thoughts and ideas and give them a platform to showcase. Through Buncee, students can visualize their learning experience, and also it makes the learning engaging and interactive, which is basically what I think is the main objective of education.
Well, thank you. That's amazing too. I mean, it's such a pleasure to be able to hear it because it's like I said earlier, it's one thing to be behind the tool where you're maybe building the product, but to know that that's helping to help you as a student or all of you as students to be able to achieve what you're looking to do. So thank you for sharing your thoughts. And now, Ashi, I'd love for you to share yours.
Sure, ma'am. So basically, this concept to me means where I can present my learnings and knowledge creatively and differently. Of course, Buncee has helped me a lot. It has helped me as a medium to structure my ideas successfully. Also, it has given me wings to express my ideas more creatively. It helps in making interactive presentation. It's basically a design tool to graph sleek graphics. It also helps in recording entertaining animations. Moreover, it has helped me in making visually content rich presentation with multimedia. So I think that Buncee is all in one. It consists everything. Thank you.
No, thank you. It's been amazing to hear you. And so with that, Sahaj, I would love to, last but not least here, have you share your perspective too, especially as an elementary student.
Yeah. So my perspective is learning that is self-owned helps in fostering the student agency. It helps making learners active participants in their own learning. Buncee has given me choice and voice. In my educational experiences, as I am a learner of 21st century skills like creativity, problem solving, critical thinking, digital citizenship, etc. Buncee motivates me to take full ownership of my own learning by earning digital badges.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Sahaj. I mean, that was awesome too,
Thank
because
you.
yeah, I mean, it's again, like I said with Abhinav, it's one thing for us to be able to develop the tool, but I love that, even badges are helping to encourage you all too. And so, I just want to ask one last question for you all, and now we'll go backwards this time. And so my last question is really to speak to the audience here. So I think as an educator in this sort of time period, what we're really curious, at least I'm curious to know, is what is that will engage you in this new world of education that we find ourselves in, right? We're in COVID-19, we might have different various uncertainties, right? We might be in school, we might be in a hybrid learning model, but now we've done so much training with teachers. So my question for you all is, based on your experiences and now that you've had several months of experience and now upcoming school year, right? What do you think is the key takeaways that you would share with our teachers here about, what is it that will engage you in this remote environment or hybrid learning model that we find ourselves in? And at the same time, is there ways that Buncee has been able to help you with that? And so, Sahaj, I'll actually start with you first to go backwards here.
My answer is remote learning is a new experience for me. What makes me feel engaged in the virtual class, in gamification, animation, group activities in which I have to collaborate with my peers. The Buncee platform has aroused the feeling of excitement and joy. Learning in me, I attend virtual classes of life skill and coding, and I share my learnings with my friends and teachers by making Buncee presentation. Even I miss social interaction with my teachers and friends, but collaborating with Buncee boards helps me to stay connected. Thank you.
No, that's amazing too, because I think the key takeaway that I'm pulling from you is obviously there's the gamification component,
Thank
there's the
you.
animations, but the real half of that too is the fact that you as an individual are actually sharing with your teachers yourself or your own, peers using like maybe creating your bunsies and sharing it through a board. So for me, my takeaway from your sentiment is, if tell me if I'm wrong or right here, is the fact that you're able to have fun with the gamification component, the animations that are there, but at the same time, that sort of ability for you to easily maybe create your work but share it with your peers, whether that's students or as your teachers. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, ma'am.
Wow, that's awesome too. So thank you for sharing your perspective. Especially, it's amazing for me because, as an elementary student, I'm always curious myself as to what that really looks like, the engagement side. So thank you. And so now, Ashi, I'd
Thank you.
love for you to share your thoughts too.
Sure, ma'am, why not? First of all, thank you for putting in this question because I feel that's a really important question these days. So, things, what type of things engages me? First and the most important is dynamic and attractive presentations. That matters the most for me. Secondly, breakout rooms should be there so that students can share get to know each other's opinion, what they feel, and can itself do something like peer teaching. Moreover, quality music while changing in the slides would be also a very good option. To be honest, sometimes while passing through these slides, children become monotonous. The presentation really becomes monotonous. And therefore, while we are changing these slides, there should be a quality music, soft music, anything which could divert children's attention and they could boost up their level again. Also, badges to motivate us constantly. As Sahed said, quizzes in between to clear the topics. I feel that after covering every important topic, there should be quizzes, no matter how many questions it consists. Might be it consists only 5 questions, doesn't matter. But it helps in testing the knowledge of child and how much he has understood. Also, small bite-sized learning activities should be there. There should be small capsule learning. I feel that a longer duration of classes like 1.5 hour won't be a good option. I feel that there should be 20 minutes, 30 minutes classes, and after that there should be break so that maybe of 5 minutes only. So also this also helps in boosting up the child. And to end with, people say great things come in small packages, and I can see that in Buncee. The points which I have mentioned over here, all those points are being covered by Buncee. Buncee is amazing. It's fantabulous. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashi. So I think what's impressive for me is just that, one, I love how you've outlined these in bullets, so you're very organized as an individual. So I love when you take that approach, but I think that's true. I love how you've organized it for us because I think it makes a lot of sense for us to realize that we do need to take information in smaller bites. We also have to consider that that the timing of our presentation is like very, very effective for us because it's harder to engage when we're remote, and that's kind of what you're highlighting, if I understood you properly, right?
You're absolutely correct, ma'am.
Yeah, and then you're talking about the visuals and the music, the ability to have audio. So just that interactivity is what will help to engage the students. So thank you for sharing your perspective
And
there.
one more thing
Go
to
ahead.
end with, once again, I say that to be honest, Buncee consists of all these things. All these things.
Well, thank you so much. It's really, it really warms my heart to be able to know that the tool is being able to support you all during this time. And so with that, Abhinav, I'd love to welcome you to share your perspective here for our educators.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to begin with a quote by William Butler Yeats. Education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of fire. I believe that in a virtual classroom, it is very important for students to be engaged and focused. It is very important for learners to connect with their peers as well as their teachers in remote learning. Tools like Buncee makes the virtual classroom very interactive. Sitting in front of the screen for hours results makes class monotonous. Thus, some sort of energy booster and ice-breaking session is at most required. The Buncee animations and Buncee stickers attracts the students and they are engaged. It gives you the classroom-like experience during this pandemic time also. When a teacher teaches something new, innovative, and out of the textbooks through tools like Buncee, it engages me a lot. The class participation of students also increases when they start taking interest in the class. The classroom discussions and students' participation, according to me, play a vital role in the holistic development of a student. Thus, I believe that it is very important for using tools like Buncee to make remote learning fun and better experience. Thank you.
No, thank you. And I'm actually going to speak on behalf of our designers because, they're the ones who've been creating the animations. So for me, it's such a pleasure to also just hear that the animations are really meaningful for you all because, other folks might consider as, we need to use Buncee maybe as a hyperdoc, add a video, add some audio. But, sometimes what makes a difference too is the fact that you're having fun. What your teachers are creating are actually fun for you to be able to look at. So thank you for sharing that perspective. That's very meaningful for us. And on behalf of our designers, we definitely thank you for that, for your kind words. And so, Yug, I'd love for you to also take a moment to unmute and share your thoughts on this important question.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I would like to start with a quote. Imagination is the source of every form of human achievement. 21st century learners are the digital learners since we are born with technology in our hands. So we learn with technology at best. So once we are in remote learning atmosphere, we have all the resources with us. So it's always appreciated if our teachers use latest technology tools, which involves a lot of good experiences where learning can also happen and we can create some kind of collaboration. In physical spaces, we did not have the availability of devices with us, so sometimes learning was boring and not very engaging. But now, in the remote learning, since we have devices and we have the availability of resources, so I think we should take it as an opportunity to explore new talents and new beginnings rather than thinking about the problems.
No, that's
Thank you.
awesome because I've been, sort of a component here of, thinking about the new world in terms of creativity because just like you're sharing with us is that, when we are working at home, the big challenge is that, things can get boring, things can get redundant, and then at the same time, as both Ashi and Abhinav said, monotonous, right? And so now when we're thinking about ways to engage our students, it's a question of do we continue with the traditional means of assessments and things like that, but maybe like you're suggesting, it's really about the creativity. You as a student are actually able to get engaged as your own right, and thinking about what that future is in your own perspective. So thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. We really appreciate it. And last but not least here, Tanmay, I'd love for you to also share your thoughts with the group.
Sure. So when I think about what will engage me the most in the classroom is learning new things with the new creative platforms like the 21st digital tools like Wakelet, Padlet, and of course Buncee. I personally feel living in this virtual environment, the teaching should be student centered, not teacher centered, meaning that students should have more talk time. And last but not the least, there must be the most important is that there should be two-way communication. An open discussion is the best way, in my opinion. the paths of debate and the discussion of students contradicting their friends, it's the best way. This will not only let them have fun, but also teach them many new things. In the end, I would like to say education is the passport to the tomorrow. For tomorrow belongs to whom? Who prepared for it
No,
today.
thank you. First of
Thank
all,
you.
I love how you all are starting with quotes and now we ended with a quote. So thank you for that. I love the sort of meaning that you all are sharing. And that's totally true, Tanmay. It's definitely, what's hard about all of the entire remote learning situations that we learn that we're not always together, right? And so the big question is, how do we keep that connection alive where you as a student are able to still get engaged with each of your different peers? So yes, definitely tools that help you to not just create but also to connect are very important, and do it in a very meaningful, safe capacity. So thank you all for sharing your perspectives. I think their group learned a lot here from the comments itself. So it's definitely a big question. Everyone is looking for answers. We've always heard, from the teacher's perspective. So it's a great opportunity for us, really just as educators, to be able to learn from each and every one of you. So thank you so much again. And, before we officially come to a close here, I just want to, share my appreciation for all of you taking this time, because one, again, I just want to reiterate how well delivered all of your presentations were. Whether you're, a 10-year-old here or at the high school level, you all are clearly so talented. You're very well educated, and truthfully, it's clear the future is yours. So thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure for me. And so with that, I do want to, invite our head of programs here, because this is our last day for this entire community week. So with that, Mom Sumedha and Mom Preeti and myself have been able to come together to really help to organize this. But it's through their thought leadership, both Mom Preeti and Mom Sumedha here, that have really helped us come together to share our ideas, our experiences. So we want to ask everyone in the group here, if you can actually help answer, help share with us, what have you learned from our students today? Drop it in the chat. We'd love to hear your thoughts on everything that was shared by our students. We had 5 different students sharing their amazing experiences. So let us know what you've learned from them. But at the same time, Mom Sumedha and Mom Preeti, is there anything you'd like to share with our audience here before we come to a close? From our students today.
Yes, good evening to one and all present here. I'm Sumedha Soti from New Delhi, teacher at Elcon International School, and I'm so proud of seeing my Buncee ambassadors, student ambassadors, talking about the student leadership and their learning experiences with Buncee platform. I just gave them this platform to explore, and now they are much more beyond me. They have explored Buncee to the level which even I don't know as an educator. So now I have to take their support to teach me that how Buncee has changed the way of their learning. I thank Buncee team, my school heads, my school director Dr. Ashok Kumar Pandey, my school principal Mr. Sanjay Yadav, my headmaster senior school Mr. Puneet Dugal, for always believing in the power of educators and students as the future learner, and always giving us the autonomy to explore new edtech tools and make learning fun for the future learners. It was a great opportunity that we all have got as students and teachers to be part of the Buncee team and explore this platform so much that now we are not going to leave it. Every day my students request me to give Buncee challenges to explore, and that itself is a testimony that Buncee is a great platform. I thank from the core of my heart to the entire Buncee team and to all my students for such being enthusiastic learners. Thank you and have a nice day.
Oh, I was muted. So thank you for that, Mom Sumedha. I just wanted to ask you, is there anything you'd like to share?
Yes, good evening, namaste to everyone. And on behalf of my school, ZPHS Vishnupuri High School, Nanded, which is situated in a rural area. I would like to thank to the team Buncee for giving such a beautiful platform to my school, my students, and my colleagues, and my principal sir. That they also supported to us to use technology, and always encourage to every teacher to use technology in their classroom, and in that way we find this beautiful platform, this beautiful tool to use in our classroom. And I assure that with the help of this Buncee, students will really find the ways to learn 21st century skills. And by seeing these amazing kids, I just come to know that they are already using the skills of 21st century. And maybe we are lacking behind. As a teacher, we are lacking behind. We have to move more faster than students to learn more and more and give them whatever they want. And as I last day I said, we just have to find the ways to teach the students how they are learning, because they are very diverse in learning. So this way we can find this tool as a all in one tool for my classroom, and I would recommend for the teachers to use. You will find amazing things in it. You can uh, yeah, the creativity you can show, that is limitless. So again, I would like to thank each and every person for giving such an amazing platform, giving such an beautiful opportunity to me and my school and my principal sir. Everyone, to I would like to thank, and thank you so much.
No, honestly, my thanks to all of you, because this is only possible because of our, ability to have connected actually just through social media. So, on behalf of our audience here, I just want to share our appreciation, because we've been hosting a number of different sessions, but what's important is when we start to localize that learning to the situations that you all are experiencing. And I think at this point, our educators, have learned, amazing strategies throughout this entire week that they could actually bring back to their practice. But more than that, thank you again to our students, because not just on a local level, you were able to share your thoughts, your ideas, and answer those questions that are very important to the world, just beyond India. So we really appreciate all of you taking the time to just share your thoughts, your amazing experiences with all of us. And so in terms of next steps here, this is the last day for our current session, but just know that it's the last day for this week, but there's more opportunities to come. And, we're looking forward to collaborating with all of you in India moving forward and supporting the students that you service. But in any case, in the short term, we want to share just other learning opportunities with you. So first of all, if you're interested to join and continue the conversation, continue learning those different ideas, please join us on Facebook on our Buncee Educators group. That's where other educators around the world are also sharing their activities with everybody. But next month we'll also be hosting, different a series with different ideas being shared by other educators. So please do join it. That's again is the Buncee Facebook Educators group. Now, last but not least, the certificate and, the attendance form here. So I just want to reiterate, on the bottom of our screen is the link for you to register for your attendance for this week. So that's bit.ly/Buncee India 0826. Now register on this form for you to be able to receive your certificate for today's participation, as well as the code for participating all throughout the week. Again, that will give you extended access to the Buncee creation itself. And now in terms of the giveaways, so we announced 3 different giveaways today. So we'll be announcing the first 2, which is for the classroom subscription. If you had taken a selfie with us at the session, as well as shared your ideas, we'll be announcing that in 2 hours, along with the winner of the mug. And now for the actual giveaway for our About Me Buncee. So the About Me Buncee, like I mentioned, as you have tuned into our different sessions, you've now been able to learn a little bit more about how to actually create a Buncee. So we encourage each and every one of you to create your own Buncee about yourself, share it with us on Twitter, and you'll be able to actually win that exclusive Buncee India t-shirt that we put together. So we're not wearing it today because as the last day, we wanted to share appreciation for the Indian community and also the culture. So we don't have it featured today on our attire, but I'm really excited to be able to wear the sari and also be able to connect with all of you. And so with that, we thank you all for your participation in today's event. The students have been amazing, and we also appreciate you, tuning into us. And so thank you, and stay tuned for future learning opportunities with us. Bye-bye.